found this one about a dress that wants to wear the person that got the dress.
Scantily clad. Okay, where'd you find that at?
Our no sleep. It just jumped on there. It's just called The Dress I Found Wants to Wear Me.
Let me see if I can find that.
Wants to wear me. Completely unfiltered, unscreened. Worn like a glove.
Found it. The author is signed, sealed, delivered.
Signed, sealed? Not styled. Looks like styled. Signed, sealed, delivered.
I seen the word Donnie in there somewhere.
Is the word Donnie in there?
I seen it. It flashed out of the corner of my eye. I thought I seen it.
I don't see Donnie in there.
Damn it. Okay.
Unless he spelled it differently. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to fuck up really bad now.
I actually don't know how to read. The last story, I was just making shit up.
You absolutely have nothing you can stand on saying you don't know how to read. You can't say that at this point.
That's true.
All right.
I apologize to people that can't read. Fucking piece
right.
of shit.
The dress I found wants to wear me. Yeah, it's kind of like, that's giving me some like Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes going
Wear
on
the
there.
skin.
Yeah,
Little face mask action.
I loved thrift.
Can't read, babe?
Now we have to keep that in there. That's
You're well practiced. Our fucking stars.
I love thrift stores. There's something about I feel like
it's impossible now.
Now I feel like I like thrift stores, and I'm like, all right, there's something about hunting through the discarded junk of others, searching for the rare gem of a find. Almost all my clothes are secondhand from thrift stores and hand-tailored to my preference and size. I've been looking for a 1920s era flapper dress for the longest time. You know the type you see in the old movies, with sequins, sparkles, layers of tassels. The kind that blooms when you twirl around. I saw an old movie recently and just got obsessed with the flapper dresses.
Flappers.
Okay, so I'm walking into this not knowing what the fuck a flapper dress is. I'm sorry, I'm not into styling. I have no idea what the fuck she's talking about.
Like the chicks that have like the short pin-up hair.
Yeah,
they're like flapping
50s
around.
Kinda, like,
I don't know, dude. I got that. You ever been like to the Goodwill or like any thrift store, and they always like you go in there and you get like an instant sore throat. Like it smells bad. You can taste like everybody stink. Somehow, like every thrift store has the same. It's probably like the chemicals they spray on the shit or something.
Yeah, they have to disinfect it somehow. I don't know.
There's some treasures in there. It's just like I just can't go in there without like a respirator.
Yeah, I don't really have money either, so it's kind of hard to do anything without that. But
that's the whole point of going there.
I understand, but I have to sell something first to be able to have
your soul. You can sell that.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I have only 3 requirements for it. The dress has to be in a deep forest green, but truly vintage, and with a certain size range. For my tailoring skills, only went so far. I've thus far only found a few in black, one in red, and another in forest green. One that turned out to be a poor imitation made in a modern day sweatshop. I feel like we could go somewhere with that, but let me keep going. You can imagine my glee when I finally found the one.
The one.
It was in a thrift store that I didn't even know was a thrift store. I was attracted by a funny signboard it had in its window. One of those with a funny quip about beer being cheaper than therapy. The lady inside came out and asked if I wanted to browse through some used clothes. Of course I did. This is putting me right in the line of not really what I'm comfortable talking. Like this is not me, so I'm really acting at this point.
Well, dude, I think so far it sounds cool. Like,
yeah,
so found the thrift store, didn't know it was a thrift store. I'm wondering if this is like their hometown, or if they're out driving around.
This is like Ann's shop in Koppel. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that's what this is like.
I grew up on those floors.
Yeah,
I still have a sore throat from that shit.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I saw it almost right away. It was smack in front of the first rack I saw, as if it were the pride and centerpiece of the shop. I took one look at the emerald sparkles dancing off of it and grabbed it off of the shelf. It was gorgeous. It was everything I have been looking for. A quick check confirmed it was truly vintage. Owned by some chick lady in the 1920s, most likely. The shopkeeper tutted.
My, you have really good taste. It's the top beauty in this store.
How much is it? I asked, not bothering with my unusual bargaining strategies. Not even hiding the excitement from my tone. Not even hiding the excitement from my tone.
$50,
she said. I raised an eyebrow. Given the qualities of the dress, the exquisite design and authenticity, I was surprised it was only $50.
Man, is there like any piece of clothing in a Goodwill that's $50? Or I mean, I guess it didn't say
Goodwill. I've never
Goodwill.
seen anything for $50.
They got those like Plato's Closet places and shit, you know?
It's like $5. Like $50. Like, dude, you buy that. That's like, you buy that at like a normal store. $50 fucking dress. Like, that's crazy.
Maybe this is one of those like new old stock vintage shops, you know?
Maybe it is like a $200 and she's getting it for $50. I don't know. I'm not into fashion. I'm not a fashionista, is what they call that. Yeah, I don't even know what that is, but the shopkeeper took one look at my expression and went,
Oh, I know it's expensive, but it's a really pretty piece. All right, for you, $30. I just know it's going to look great on you.
My jaw nearly dropped, but I held it in place. She must have misunderstood my expression, but I wasn't going to reject a $20 discount. Done, I said, and scrounged up the money while she packed the dress into a paper parcel.
There you go. Enjoy the dress.
I just imagine that she's like the old lady giving like Snow White the apple.
Bite it, bitch. Bite it.
I'm getting that vibe. She said, with what sounded like a touch of relief in her voice.
Thank you.
She added with emphasis, looking straight into my eyes. I was a little confused with her eagerness to sell it, but didn't think too much of it. My mind was already considering all the best ways to tailor it to my size and how to best dry clean it. I didn't need to wonder when I could possibly wear it. I knew it already. Once a month, my friends and I held a ball. It's just an excuse for us to dress up in whatever outlandish or extravagantly elegant outfit that we might have. You never knew who would show up in what. Last month, I went as a spider. Not as a sexy spider, but a full-blown furry spider outfit that made me sweat buckets. My spider hung out with a metallic Dalek and a pinup girl look-alike. I call it a ball, but it's really just a house party with cheap catered food. Still, it's fun. Didn't sense anything off until the first time I tried on the dress. The moment I zipped it up, I felt something in the room, like the quality of the light changed. Prickles of cold crept up my spine, and I kept looking around, expecting to see something that wasn't there. I stared in the mirror, and it felt like someone was staring at me from behind. I turned, but I was alone. I quickly took the measurements, noted how much of an adjustment, and shrugged the dress off. That odd sensation went away. I convinced myself that I had imagined things. I furthered the dress with no further untoward happenings, then excitedly tried it on. Immediately, the same unease swept over me, clinging to me like a sweat-slicked second skin. There's so many S's there that I stumbled over that 3 times.
I checked the mirror, and despite that overwhelming sense of being watched, I grinned. It was a perfect fit, and everything looked great. The red lipstick I was wearing stood out against the green, but somehow pulled the look together. Wait, red lipstick? I didn't wear red lipstick. Definitely not a siren red one like that. I smacked my lips together, and I frowned at the waxy taste on my lips. My smile dropped. I blinked, and it was gone. My lips were pale pink as usual. The uneasy sensation of being watched rose to a fever pitch. Tingles encircled my neck, tightening. I stepped out of the dress, my heart pounding painfully. Unlike the first time, there was no instant relief. The unseen eyes still seemed to follow me, as I picked up the dress and hung it up. It faded by the time I was through with making a cup of tea.
So this dress is... Dude, you know what this reminds me of? Do you remember the movie... Jim Carrey, The Mask? That's what this is reminding me of, man. Like, she puts it on, she has a feeling, like, she doesn't know what to do, she hurts and takes it off. Like, that's the same thing he did. He was like, he felt like empowered. He's like out there like mowing people down and shit. Like, good.
She puts it back on. She sees red lipstick on her lips that she's not wearing.
Oh, that's sexy.
It is, but it's weird, right? So like, I wonder. I mean, like, if you do that, I mean, like, I don't often buy dresses at thrift stores, but like, if I put on any type of piece of clothing, and something weird like that happened, and then I put it back on, that essentially confirms something. Either you're like losing your fucking mind, or there's something weird going on there. Do you put it back on again? I didn't touch the dress until the party. The moment I put it on, the strange sensation started up again, but I ignored it, and I checked myself out in the mirror. I had bought red lipstick just for the ball, after the brief glimpse of how good it would look. Something grazed my neck, and I shrieked. It was my hair, I realized. The wind must have blown it against my neck. Hands shaking, I grabbed my favorite crystal necklace. It was a gift from my sister, who was a little bit woo-woo. She had told me that it had a protective energy. I believed her. I guess I'm a little woo-woo as well. I wore the necklace, which went just fine with my outfit. Then I hurried out, wanting to get away from the suffocating, awful tenor that weighted down the air in my room. That terrible aura followed me out. I spent the first part of the party sitting quietly, accepting compliments on my outfit with a weak smile. I was getting increasingly certain that I had made a horrible mistake wearing the dress. A few drinks in, and I was able to shrug off some of the oppressive sensation to mingle and down more drinks. At some point, people started dancing. So she's just like guzzling. She's like, this is wrong. I'm going to die. Something weird's happening. Let's get fucking drunk. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
That's the right
move.
Why
not? Yeah. I mean, is it the dress doing it though? Or is it just her?
She might be insane.
I think she might be insane.
Having a psychotic episode. But I mean, like, crazy old shrieky lady at the shop was very eager to get rid of that thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That makes me kind of wonder, like, is there a story behind it? Like, could she, like, if the old lady knew it was, like, a cursed dress, could she not just burn the thing? Like, she had to bestow it upon a different soul? What's the story there, you know?
What's the story?
What's the do? Now, I'm a shit dancer. I only know steps like add the salt, add the seasoning, stir the pot, that sort of movements. I don't even know what any of that means. But I danced, I shuffled, hopped, kicked, shimmed, basically dancing with a passion I had never had for dancing. It wasn't me though. My body was no longer my own. Aw, shit. That's what they're jamming to. They're dressed up like old flappers listening to like 90s R&B.
Why not?
I saw my friends gather around, and self-conscious, I stopped. Or rather, I tried to. Instead of obeying my command, my body kept spinning, kicking. She in a fucking mosh pit now?
Lamb of God steps out and starts playing.
Spin bicycle kicks and shit.
Wall of death.
For a long minute, my body danced, and I was just along for the ride. I tried to scream, to freeze, to clutch my arms to my sides. I mentally screamed at my feet to stop, but nothing happened. And I flew along, whirling, twirling, stepping fast. My friends, who knew me well, just stared, flabbergasted. Those who didn't clapped and cheered. Out of the blue, a crippling desire barreled through my chest. The dancing finally came to a halt. My limbs fell limp, and the energy fizzled out of me. A heavy ache gripped my heart, and it squeezed tighter, tighter. The sorrow deepened and got so great I couldn't breathe. People around were staring at me in concern, faces falling as they took in my crumbling expression. I made a run to the toilet and shut the door just before I burst into trembling, heart-wrenching sobs. I have never experienced sorrow that great before, that deep, that cutting. So, like, everybody in that room thinks that she's, like, rolling her face off, right?
Oh, yeah. No, everybody's like, she's having a great time.
Like, girl just took a bunch of Molly. Now she's sweating. She's run to the bathroom puking.
Sounds like me. A girl running into the bathroom sweating. Like, if we seen something like that, like, we would be like, oh, that's normal. She just needs a break. That's all. And then, like, they find her in the bathroom, like, head first in the toilet. Like, oh, not good.
Why did you let me do this? What did I do? When the crushing grief lifted, I looked in the mirror at my messed up makeup, still shaking with tears. My eyeliner had run down my face, and I looked a right mess. I washed my face as best I could, knowing where my friend's makeup was in the bathroom, so she wouldn't mind me using it. I stared at the running water for a few seconds, so drained of energy I didn't make a move to turn the tap off. The water ran red. I jerked back, eyes wide. Then I screamed. Blood was running down my arm from my fist, which was laced with glass shards. When I looked up, the mirror was shattered.
Whoa.
So did she...
She punched the mirror, apparently, and, like...
Didn't realize she did it?
Is the dress trying to make her unalive herself? Is that what's happening?
Is this the dress's first rodeo?
Did you hear my edit there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The correctness.
I'll cut the other one out.
Someone knocked immediately, asking if I was okay. I turned to the door, crying out about blood, then turned back. The mirror was back in one piece. There was no blood anywhere. You know what? In this day and age, there's so many crazy drugs you can get. Maybe the dress is like got some kind of like MDMA powder or stuff in it, like
fetty on it. It's got that fetty.
I mean, that's totally possible.
Yeah. There's 100%. Stuff can touch your skin and enter your bloodstream for sure. Yeah. Vito said, "I agree."
Please, Father.
Your favorite word's coming up. Go ahead.
I gaped. You're just gonna take that clip of me saying I gaped, and it's just like today
100%
on tonight's show. I gaped.
100%. Yep.
I gaped at uncracked reflection in the mirror. Then I stammered something about everything being all right as the knob started to jiggle wildly. Whoever was outside began yelling in a panic, asking for help to open the door. I raised my voice and told them all was good. I left the party soon after. I had to field tons of questions about whether I was okay, what I was yelling about, what blood, blah, blah, blah. I just told them I was drunk and mistook my makeup for blood or something stupid like that. In any case, I got home, took off the dress, and dumped it in the bin. Still, something was there, staring right at me. I could feel it. I went to bed, ignoring the presence that sat by my side, staring straight at me. I woke up. The strange sensation was gone. I felt like I was all alone again. I was still wearing my crystal necklace. I clutched it tight and felt sharp ridges against my palm. I held it up to the light and took a sharp intake of breath. It was cracked, deep cracks that ran through it. I silently removed it from my neck and kept it back in its box. I met my friends for lunch. They were worried about me. I told them I was just drunk, that my mind was playing tricks on me. I told them all was good. I didn't know why I said that. I just felt like they would think I was crazy if I told them what had really happened. The craziest thing was, one of them asked about the blood on my hand. The rest stared in confusion, asking what blood she was talking about, until she began to stutter, no longer certain. I stared at her for a heartbeat too long, tempted to tell them everything, but something stopped me. It felt wrong. Wrong to talk about the dress, to tell anyone else about it, that it would really screw things up. The gut feeling was unshakable, so I told her it was just my lipstick smeared on my hand. She bought it, I think. Anyway, I figured if I never put that dress on again, all would be well. But that night, dun dun dun. Where are you at with this so far? I'm kind of hoping that, like, I don't know where this is going, but like I kind of like the idea that like some spooky ghost isn't popping out of the corner or some shit.
Yeah, no, I think it's kind of like more of a realistic angle, and the dress is just giving her feelings so far. I mean, if anything, it could be her. Like, nothing has poked itself supernatural to the point where it's like proven that that's what's happening. It could just be her mind bending. That's all.
Breaking.
Yeah.
But that night, the nightmares began. It all came back in flashes, like pieces of broken mind. I was watching from the doorway as a man kissed a woman. He was my man. I knew that in my dream, at least. I had never seen him before in my real life. My husband, kissing another woman in my own bedroom. I felt the tearing fury and crushing sorrow that didn't belong to me. You're gonna die tonight. That's good. I like that. I ran in, screamed at them, was ordered to calm down and leave. Told by my husband to leave, as he soothed the other woman. Then I was in a strange, old-style living room that somehow felt like home. The same man was explaining to me that he had needs I couldn't fulfill. That he wouldn't leave me, but I had to accept the other woman. Oh, shit.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn, bro. Damn. What is happening right now?
Phil, what does this guy need?
Oh, he said he couldn't
Hungry hippos.
Jeez, oh man. Bro, you dropping bricks like that on her. Like, what? you know what I'm saying?
I won't leave you, but I will fuck other women, and you will enjoy it.
You will watch from a distance.
Damn. And now she's wearing this lady's dress, and she's like, bitch, this is my dress. She's gonna get hers.
Sweet treats.
Ooh. Another flash. I was punching the mirror, screaming in anger. Oh. Okay, so she's like reliving that night.
Mm-hmm.
Flash. He was leaving me. I threatened him. Flash. I was screaming. He loomed over me, choking me. I couldn't scream anymore. I flailed, swatted at him, wept. Flash.
Yeah.
I was watching him with his new wife. I reached out to grab him, but he walked right through me. Flash. I was being choked again, back in that terrifying moment. Flash. He was out with her at a dance we were supposed to attend together. I watched in silence from the outside, the hail, humiliated. Flash. He was shoving me to the floor, choking me once again. I woke up screaming that night, and the nights after. I went back to the thrift store, but the lady who sold it to me wasn't there. There was someone else who refused to take the dress back. She was adamant, no refunds. She wouldn't tell me anything about the dress or its original owner either. I finally threw it into the bin in a park nearby. Man, if you have this dress, you spend $30 on it, do you even bother? Like, do you really take it back and then bestow that upon someone else, or you just fucking burn the goddamn thing?
No, I put it in the oven, put it on 450, and walk away. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it's gonna make a fucking mess, but
make
at the
a
same
Molotov
time,
cocktail out of it and throw it at the fucking thrift store.
Hell yeah!
Holy
that just
hell.
doesn't make sense. I mean, that's cheap as fuck to go back and be like, "Hey, you need to take this back for $30." Like,
if you need the $30 back, you shouldn't be buying ball gowns to wear once a month.
Right? But it's making you want to kill people. Like, obviously, you shouldn't have it on.
Oh man. I finally threw it in a bin in a park nearby. Now some fucking homeless person's gonna be like, oh, a free dress, and then they're gonna go fucking
murder.
Oh yeah. Fucking like running people over with shopping carts full of clothes.
Yeah. 17 murders happened in the park.
Remember the
last
crazy cane lady in Newcastle? Just fucking getting down with that cane. She finds that dress. She's just like ramrodding people in the ass with her cane.
Oh.
It's over. Damn.
It's over.
So she throws it away, right?
Yeah.
But the nightmares continued. The nightmares, they continue. And an aching need to retrieve the dress kept pulling and tugging at me. Oh, God. Imagine that feeling, like, you already know the danger of it. There's, like, that dualistic, like, I need it. Like, it's like the urge to get a cigarette. You need that.
I got the need to feed.
You know deep down the only thing that's going to fix you is getting that dress back. That's disgusting. How do you stop yourself?
Yeah.
So I spent all night fighting the urge to get the dress back, and all night terrorized by nightmares. I woke up this morning, my feet cut and sore. I couldn't figure out where I had cut it. Oh, yeah, you do. Until I opened my cupboard. There it was. The green dress. I must have sleepwalked to get it. That's the only explanation I have. My fingers reached for it, gripped in the pull of that unbreakable force. I grasped the dress in my hand and held it up to me. I wanted to wear it. I needed to wear it.
She needed.
I got the need to feed. It took all the willpower I had to replace it in my cupboard. Later in the afternoon, I tried to burn it. There you go. Now we're thinking.
Now we're talking.
I held the lighter in my hand, the lighter fluid in my other. The dress was in a bin. I tilted the can of fluid, but whenever the vicious liquid was about to wobble over the edge, I pulled it back. It felt wrong. Like I shouldn't treat the dress with such disrespect. That it was something precious. Something really important. After an agonizing minute or two, I finally threw the liquid onto the dress in one swift motion. I flicked the flame on and held the lighter above. My hand froze. A sudden panic swooped in. I was pierced with terror. Terror that I was about to destroy it all. Destroy something beautiful. Destroy something that should be cherished. I released my finger and the flame went out. I felt it then. A certainty in my bones. All the dress wants is to be worn. It wants a second chance. It's a beautiful dress. One that promised a lifetime of beautiful moments. It just needs to be worn. It was the acrid stench of the lighter fluid that roused me to my senses. I was already halfway through zipping up the dress, which held snugly to my body, when I realized what I was doing. With a start, I yanked the zip back down and dropped the dress to the ground, heart thudding. I grabbed it and shoved it back in the bin. Then I softened, something hurting in my heart. I picked it up and hung it in my closet.
What?
Now I'm just sitting in my living room trying to drown out its silent call. It wants me to wear it. It's waiting for me. It wants to wear me.
Oh, man.
I dig it.
That was cool. What? First comment. Next time you're doing laundry, hook your machine up to a barrel of holy water.
Is that the first comment?
It's genius. It's genius. It's so good. Yeah, that's the first comment.
Captain Buttfuck said, "You're likely never going to get that smell or the stains out of the dress, even getting it dry cleaned, so it's no longer beautiful or precious. It's time to burn the thing and make sure it never infects anyone else again. It's a parasite." See, Captain Buttfuck, you're right. That good way to try to.
He gets it. He gets it.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good one. It was very fashionista, which is not usually up my alley, but I still.
Fashionista.
Yeah, it was still good though. Like, yeah, the flapper dress.
I feel like the amount of times that you've explained that you don't wear dresses, as soon as we're done filming this, you're gonna be like, "It put the lotion on the skin." I'm pretty.
How did you know? Well, the trough was here tonight. I appreciate you sitting in and doing most of the reading there. My camera was on the fritz the whole entire time. I'll have to try to pick and piece everything together.
You're saving it for the dress.
Yeah, I'm saving it for the dress.
I need to save my video recording for this here dress.
Camera's so hot.
No judgment, man.
Can't stop.
You look great in a dress. Thanks for having me, dude.
Again, signed, sealed, and delivered was the author of this one. The dress I found wants to wear me. I definitely dig it. Let's look for another one here so we can do another one soon.
Yeah, and comment down below if you guys have suggestions on some shit we should read or whatever.
Yeah. If you guys find one and send it in and it's good, I'll throw your name out there. I will.
To deal with you.
I am the mid-grid masochist. Thanks for listening.